Well, all right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the PlanetGenX podcast. I'm your host, Sean, and that over there is Brian.
What is up?
And we're so glad that we're happy you're here today. And Brian's still getting himself together, and we're so glad that you're here. And while we're waiting on Brian to get himself together, why don't you take that time out to click that subscribe button, click the like button, and, leave us a comment or something if you find you want to dispute us, enlighten us, rag on us, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll take any kind of comment.
Interact with us.
Yes.
Come play with us.
Yes. Come play with us.
One of us.
Anywho, man, so not a lot to talk about this week, but I do want to talk about Cyberpunk because, man, am I having a lot of fun with the brand new Cyberpunk. I think it's just fantabulous, despite, our friend having a load of problems with it and not being as happy with it as I am.
Give me two things. Give me your three favorites and an elevator pitch on playing.
Well, I mean, it's just optimized. I mean, it's just fucking optimized. And what's really cool is, like, I was checking out this, somebody made a YouTube video of the 2018 demo, right? Mm-hmm. And the latest version, well, it wasn't the latest because 2.01 update just came out.
Right.
And he had the 2.0 version. So it was still pretty very new. And the 2018 demo side by side going through. So basically he had to follow the 2018 demo wherever it went. And it was really neat seeing, like, everything the way it was then and the way it is now. And some stuff very much the same. Some stuff's just radically different,
Right.
It's amazing how much they had at the time.
Right.
Back then.
Well, I mean, it was like everything else forever in production, right?
Yeah. A lot of the models changed, the character models changed. The one thing that seemed the same, though, was Jackie, man. He seemed like he's remained the same since back then.
Jackie is a fucking constant. That motherfucker is a fixture in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
The Wells family will be a known name throughout any add-ons, right?
Yeah, and they knew what they wanted with him, and they stuck with it. Yeah, the main thing I noticed was
I thought it was good, right?
Yeah, I noticed a lot of shade changes, so it was a lot brighter in the demo.
Okay.
And it looks a lot better now. Of course, you have ray tracing now. The one thing, dude,
I don't. I'm on a 1080.
Yeah, the volumetrics, when you're just I have everything turned on now.
Yeah.
And just everything with the smoke, and it just looks so gritty and so good. And the rays,
I want to be able to play with all of the chromatic aberration and everything cranked up, but I just don't have the card for it.
Yeah. It's something else, but
I also need a 4K monitor, but
it seems like to me the gameplay is smooth. Like, I'm playing better than I ever have.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just hitting everybody. There's been some differences. Like, one thing that stuck out that I noticed, because I started from the beginning again. I told you I was with the Phantom Liberty. I'm just starting from the beginning. And so that one area where you go through, I think it's a meat house packing plant or something.
Yeah, the meat packing.
It's early on, yeah.
Yeah.
And
with
at the end of it, before
Roy and his boys, spoiler.
Yeah, at the end of it, before you get out of the building, there's a mech fight.
Yeah.
There was no mech there this time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was quite pleased with that, actually, because I hate that fight. It used to, because I've just done it so many times. Like, I've replayed this game, never finished it, but I've restarted it.
It was intense the very first time.
Yes,
and then every time after, it was like...
It wasn't as bad, yeah. But the first time, God almighty, I thought, what the fuck? This sucks.
When do I get out of here?
Yeah, I want to get out of this.
Fucking deck? Are you kidding me?
And there wasn't... Well, no, there was one. I was going to say there wasn't a second one in the... when you go to the whorehouse later.
Right.
But anyway, there was one there. But the whole... it just... with the new skill tree and everything, I just really...
Have you developed into a new skill set that you didn't play before?
No, and I I'd never went. I mean, I can't remember where I got with my first character, but
I always went heavy on hand guns and body. So
yeah,
athletics, body, and reflexes. And
right now, I don't even know what to tell you as far as how I play. I'm not like most gamers, man.
I'm pretty sure you can still play a decked out net runner at max level and be just fine, whatever you decide to do in the game.
I mean, see, I don't know what that means, man.
That means you install a cyber deck and take all int and some other stuff to.
Oh, you mean as far like net runner? Yeah, I guess I do know what that means. Like as far as like T-Bow.
Ram's always up. You're always like targeting things.
Yeah, see, I'm not like really. I don't. It's hard to describe, man. I don't know how to describe how I play. I'm like no other gamer. I really am not. The way guys game, I'm always impressed by. Like, I usually end up figuring things out, but there are guys, like, I always notice there's always one guy in every group I'm in that has just crunched
like
the numbers. Got Excel sheets and everything, and he can tell you exactly, what set of armor this does and what set of armor this does. And, dude, I'm the kind of guy, like, say that's Diablo, for example. I go through and I kill shit and I grab shit, and whatever looks like it's giving me the most points basically at that moment, I throw that on. I don't fuck with sets and shit like that. That doesn't concern me.
We're totally opposed on that. I am a full-on theory crafter.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've never been good at crafting. I haven't done it. I can't think of a game I've crafted anything in. Every game I've played a lot of games with crafting, and you don't need it in any fucking game.
That's a nice segue. I am currently crafting in Major Mud, but
and you don't need it. And fuck, every game I've played, crafting has never been a factor in what I've done. You can. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not like saying you can't have fun with it if you enjoy crafting and know what you're doing. But I choose to craft. In every game I've played, you did not need to craft.
Yeah.
So
it's an option. Mostly when it's done right, it's an option. When it's not an option, or if it's done wrong,
I guess I've never seen a reason to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, crafting in Cyberpunk was tied to the tech tree, which you could get before they nerfed one of the sniper guns. You could see through walls and hold your charge and do a whole bunch of crazy shit and like just shoot through schools basically at one point. So that was an excuse to go that route.
I mean, I look at, I always have the intention of wanting to get into it, and it just never happens. I'm making a concerted effort to really try and get through this game and get into Phantom Liberty so I can give my own take again while it's still relevant. So,
well, do it. You got time, right? You got some holiday time coming?
Yeah, well, I'm playing as much as I could possibly play. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Without sacrificing my flight sim time, for sure. I will not get into that.
I got to check out the free games coming out. Maybe one day we'll get sponsored by either Prime, Epic Games. I doubt that since they laid off all those people. Or Good Old Games or somewhere else where I get free games from. The last thing I installed was Prey. That was literal months ago, and I haven't touched it in weeks.
I'll tell you a great place to get a free game from. Pirate Bay.
Right. You get a lot of free good shit there, right?
Yeah, you can get all the free shit you want there.
Yeah. I like to keep it on the up and
I do not encourage piracy, by the way.
Right. Public service announcement. Piracy's bad.
I don't discourage it either.
Yeah. I will discourage it when I face this way and encourage it when I face that way.
Yes. But anyway, so yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it, man. And yeah, I did slide in there because I didn't want to talk about it before I needed to talk about it. They had an update come out just yesterday, big update, a lot bigger on Xbox, but yeah, so they're up to 2.01 already, and you gotta love that, man. I mean, like they literally just put that 2.0 patch out a couple weeks ago. They just dropped Phantom Menace. Just kidding, Phantom Liberty. I said that on purpose. Here we are already out with an update, and I've got it. I haven't got it a chance to get in yet. So,
do you know how big it is?
That's what she said. Apparently, just the updates like 34 gig.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully that'll help Jay out and any other people who
That's what I
have
told him.
experienced problems. It hasn't been smooth sailing for everybody, right?
Yeah, has been for me, man. I guess maybe I'm lucky, knock on wood. But yeah, I told him, I left a message saying, bro, there's an update. I'm sure you're aware. He always knows everything.
We'll find out later tonight, maybe while you're posting this or something.
Yeah, hopefully he got it and maybe improve things.
Yeah. Phantom Liberty. Play it. Check it out. Cool shit.
Yeah, he needs to pull that 2080 out and put him at least a 30 series in there.
You can give me that 2080 and
That's
get
right.
30.
He get you the 2080 and he needs
play around.
I know him, though. He's going to get the 40.
Not play it in Cyberpunk, but...
yeah, he needs to get him a 4080.
Yeah.
But knowing the guy's tastes, man, he's going to want the 4090.
Yep, he wants he's going to want like one of their, super duper cards.
Right,
like
the 4090 OC TI Super.
Right, yeah. As many letters as you can cram on the end of it.
Yeah, I got the new 4100, man. Them motherfuckers are the best. Yeah. But yeah, you also get a wicked power bill with that card as well.
Right,
so
yeah. Most of them.
I think if I was going to update right now, at best, I would just grab a 3080.
I would like a 3080. I would like a newer processor on the machine that I'm running. It'll take one that I can probably still come out close to a wash on. I've got a i770X or 7700X, 7700X series.
Yeah.
Which is still usable for most anything. It runs everything I want to fine.
Yeah.
I would like a little more processing power, a little bit more RAM, a better video card on it.
Well, you got like 4 cores, 8 threads or something?
I think it's like 2 cores and a hybrid core or 2 hybrids or something. I can't recall.
I've already caught myself looking and thinking, I wouldn't mind dropping a little higher range CPU in this board. But then it seems stupid because honestly, dude, my CPU, it's low end of the 12th generation, and it is not getting taxed at all.
My CPU has been fine. I primarily want a video card and a 4K monitor, and then anything else I would love to mess with to be able to do some video editing. I mentioned to this, we'll talk about this later, but I want to do some of my own stuff on the Corvus Pedis channel, which we'll tie together, and we'll see about like the D&D stuff, the hiking stuff. I'll have videos over there, and
right on.
Tie everything together.
Yeah. Oh, I had heard, we had talked about that John Wick spinoff show, the Continental. And we had said, we thought that it had come out, and apparently it hadn't, and it has now just come out, from what I understand.
Right. I heard it was plagued with issues when it was in production, right?
Oh, yeah. Is that why it was delayed or something?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was a lot of delay, right?
Wow. So where is that even at? Is that on Netflix? Who's carrying that? Or Max or?
I want to say it's one of those others. I want to say it's Hulu.
I think it might be Hulu, actually.
Might be. Makes sense. I can check out. For tonight, I've got Hulu, Disney, and a third channel. They are all getting gone tomorrow to avoid a billing increase next week, which is astronomical. I think they were more than doubling their fee for all 3 that was normal at the time we applied.
Hulu is?
Hulu, well, I can't remember. It's a Disney package. They are raising the price.
Yeah, I was like paying like $2 for Disney or something on the back end through Hulu.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I'll be shutting that shit down I need to check into that. I'm glad you brought it up. So PSA, people, if you got Hulu, go check into it. Because like I said, my Disney's through Hulu. So if your Disney Plus is through Hulu, you might be about to get gouged. Because as a matter of fact,
Hulu,
I would have been dropping Disney.
Yeah, I'm dropping Disney.
Yeah,
which my Hulu is tied to. And also there was ESPN, but we had problems with it. So it was Disney, Hulu, and ESPN was the package we had. I am still using HBO Max a lot personally, and Amazon.
Yeah.
I watched the Americanized versions of Ju-on and Ringu.
Yeah, we've had them on DVD for years. Oh, American version? No, we've had the Japanese version.
I much prefer those, but the others work in a fix, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the others, so it was available on HBO, so I watched them, and it kind of scratched the itch. It did have some of the names were the same, right? Samara.
Yeah.
What
was I gonna say? I don't have the only one I don't have right now is Netflix, and that's because they went to that whole password and you can't share your password anymore deal.
They may be a sinking ship. We'll see.
Yeah,
they've been having a lot of issues with the SAG-AFTRA strike, and
they should.
Yeah, everybody did.
I hope, beyond hope, even though I use them, I hope the streaming services get a bloody nose over this, because
we are going to see a lot of crap going down. We're going to see some people shutter their doors. We're going to see some mergers, a lot of fucking mergers. Maybe if the Amazon antitrust thing takes off, there will be an antitrust thing around all of them. In the end, it is entertainment, so it's kind of like, how crucial is it? But at the same time, that's information in our day and age, basically. You got sitting presidents talking about like NFTs and shit, so...
Yeah, it's weird times we live in. But, TV people, except old people, they don't really watch TV.
My parents do. My parents are sticklers for the over-the-air antennas.
That's because it's what they're used to. So, and they're the only ones keeping those over-the-air channels alive. Those guys are struggling big time. So that's why they're trying to get all those streaming service stuff.
It's all procedural dramas on that, right? It's all murder TV, sports, and local news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So... the times they are changing. We'll see how the landscape is going to change, because the artists are pissed, and rightfully so, man. You can say they're used to a good living, so
a good change from this.
Yeah, I hope so, because there needs to be. It's not fair to the artists, and the same thing needs to happen in the music industry as well. They need to be striking.
All artists, performance art, music, any kind of art that requires your product getting out in front of eyes, you need to be paid for that shit.
Absolutely,
right?
Man. And the people like Spotify and Apple Tunes, Apple crap, whatever, iTunes.
Even Tidal. Tidal is the fairest of all those, and they suck.
Yeah, like, you pay these fuckers, man. Y'all are making money off the backs of people, and you're not doing shit. All you're doing is
I was like, hey, I'm going to push this button. It's going to put it in that box.
Yeah.
And then we'll connect that box to the internet.
What? You came up with a front end and fucking paying for server space and shit like that. That's on you. You decided to get into that business, and you need to pay people appropriately.
Agreed.
Bullshit, motherfuckers. Y'all are all goddamn rich as shit and can't even be bothered to give it to people who should be rightfully compensated. Y'all are a bunch of assholes. You'd be pissed if somebody didn't pay you your direct deposit come payday, I
have been in the past.
Yeah, those corporate people sitting up there, if their direct deposit didn't go in, I guarantee you they'd be on the phone fucking bitching at somebody.
Yeah.
Well, fuck y'all. Y'all heard it from me first. Assholes.
I really want to pitch my post-COVID, post-humanity, Cthulhu mythos type found footage show.
If you listen to the internet, it's like there is no humanity left, but don't listen to the internet, y'all.
Don't listen to the internet. Listen to the folks around you. Try to make an effort. This is the way, right?
This is the way. Let's see. So Brian is not going to be with us next week. I'm going to be doing the show solo, so that's going to be weird as fuck. And it's Friday the 13th on the day we record. We always record on Fridays, and it will be Friday the 13th next week, and I'm going to be doing something. I don't know what.
You may have one special guest.
Machinations.
Right?
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know yet. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, trying to come up with some ideas. What would be fun to do. And since I'm going to be talking to myself, essentially, to a world.
Yelling into the sky.
Yeah, I call it, like on Twitter/X, I call it yelling into the void, because that's something I need to talk about. Remind me to talk about that.
Let's talk. Bring it on, brother.
Yeah, the man, I'm about irritated with X and their bullshit, man, with this shadow banning, dude. And I'm not the only one. This is like, this is old school pre-Elon Twitter code that he has yet to get rid of, and he has mentioned somebody finally got to him the other day, because I've been trying to. I know my messages are in a sea of thousands, tens of thousands, so I have low expectations that he'll ever see
one guy at the desk at customer support gets your email and forwards it to his supervisor.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So somebody I did see finally got to him, and he said that he was going to look into it, and we'll see what happens. But bro, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, I got plenty of followers, but it doesn't matter because nobody's seeing my shit.
Let me ask you a question. How do you properly regulate free speech?
You keep anybody from talking.
Okay. Let me know how that works out for everybody. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough gig. It's, not supposed to be easy, but there have to be rails. There have to be, something.
Yeah.
Can't just be balls out anarchy everywhere all the time, right?
Yeah, but then, I mean, like, so this has been weeks for me now. I can see a shadow ban for a day or 3, something like that, but weeks at a time, and it's just ridiculous. You eventually get into a situation with the algorithm because it's about who you interact with.
Or who you don't.
Right. And
networking or not networking.
Yeah, and if you get rid of too many bad followers, like you bots, you want to unfollow them, but you can't do too many in one day.
I got a live question I want to ask you.
Okay.
What do you think about doing live streaming podcast sometime over the holidays on Trovo?
I don't know what Trovo is.
I know you're not familiar with Trovo. It's not quite Twitch. It's a smaller audience. It's more homebrew. It originated with a highly Asian and Hispanic background, I think.
Yeah.
I did well there when I was streaming, and I think they're trying to do another push. I think I can still restream there.
Well, it'd be awesome. Like, well, first of all, if you're a voice into a smaller pond, it's definitely a lot easier for you to be seen than in a sea of millions on YouTube.
Donations weren't as forthcoming there as they are on like Twitch and other platforms, but I mean, we haven't seen shit on YouTube with the biggest one. So,
well, if you can blow up a little bit somewhere, then that's something anyway. But
get some recognition. I don't know. We'll talk about it more, but just some food for thought for later.
Yeah. So, what was I just
going
talking
on
about?
Huh?
What were we just talking about?
2 ADD guys walking down the street. They turn the corner, and what was I just saying?
Hell, I have no idea.
Me neither. That's the point I was making. Totally derailed that.
Yep. So
we were talking about you ranting about yelling, pissing into the void, yelling into the void.
Oh yeah, the Twitter.
Regulating human speech online.
It just irritates me to no end because you constantly hear Elon talk about it's the place to be for free speech and content creators. And unless you're already established content creator, then that's bullshit because any new content creators can't get a fucking leg up. I've been waiting. So I needed to get 500 people so I could accept subscriptions, right? Got those 500 couple months ago, and have been waiting to be reviewed for my subscriptions since then, since July. I know a friend who's been waiting since May. That's fucking unacceptable, man. A week, 2, fine, if you got to take your time and actually have a human look at it. But like I said, dude, there's no fucking humans there. Not in that area. There is humans where money is involved, where they have to talk money and deal with that kind of thing, and
everything else is automated. Automate, people. Innovate, delegate.
And it's
I'm sure that's the battle cry of Elon.
Got to get better. It's got to get better.
Yeah.
But
well, it'll get better. It'll get worse. Something will happen. You're quite adamant about it.
Well, dude, he's not wrong that it's the de facto town square. And unless there's competition somewhat, there's nothing else coming along.
I agree. There's no competition, but
if there was competition, then maybe. But
it's a shrinking pond. You can't agree with that, right?
Well, I hope that Facebook, because Instagram's all but gone as far as any usefulness. It's useful as a fucking condom machine in the Vatican. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Facebook, I mean, you know, I think the only reason I think Facebook is still in existence because people just want to keep up with their friends, like mainly family, just to have an extension to their family so they don't have to see them, but they can occasionally go, hey, what's up?
I don't want to come to your house for the fucking holidays, but hey.
But I keep up with you on Facebook, so we're still cool, right? You know, that's basically what I think keeps that going.
Yep.
So I don't know.
X is kind of one of those platforms to amplify already amplified voices, I feel like, or that's what it used to be, right? It was for celebrities, like, to really push out stuff. There's a lot of government officials on that and alternatives. I don't know. There's a lot of bullshit. There's art. There's other stuff. So, I mean, I don't know.
There's good stuff I don't know what but there's just a lot of political propaganda you got to wade through. And depending on who you follow. I mean, if you're smart and you just follow fucking certain things, but I mean, dude.
I can't avoid it. Like, I will honestly watch, a 5-minute stand-up episode of, like, some comedian, and then I'll get a fucking, either Joe Biden or... I can't remember what the other one was, but it's usually Joe Biden. I haven't seen anything for Trump or DeSantis.
Well, it's just,
I have seen stuff for DeSantis in the past, but not recently.
It's ridiculous, man. All kinds of propaganda. Anyway, I don't want to talk anymore about that shit. It's just
all right. Next subject. Bullshit. What do you got? I'm happy to move on. We can talk about why I'll be absent.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. What's up?
I'm going camping. I'm going on a pretty rough camping trip on the AT. It's going to be half day in, half day out. We're working on a 50-degree scale for half of the journey, and then 50-degree down on the other half. So it's uphill and downhill both ways. Uphill on the lead-in, pretty severe grade, fairly decent hike. We'll go in, stay at a shelter, and return out the next day, eating lunch on the road between. But that'll be fun. I haven't done that in a while. Going with one of my buddies. We're trying to convince our third person that has the major mud board that I keep talking about. He's expressed minor interest in going camping with us, so trying to make that happen. He's into bees and has a bunch of honey. I'm trying to get some of that honey. Get some of that honey money.
Wait, that's the business.
Yeah, well, our gang in the world is called the Bee's Knees. So, hobby. Doing that. Holidays are a big deal. We talked about possibly watch party stuff. We've talked about that now in this episode. Also, like leading from Halloween to Thanksgiving, like December. I don't know how your December is. Mine is always crazy.
Yeah, but
I'm going to be in West Palm for the last week of December.
Yeah,
and I can probably podcast from there, but it may be difficult. We'll figure it out, though.
We'll talk about that when the time comes. But what was I about to ask you? Shit. Well, I don't know. Do you have anything else?
That's all I got off the dome. There is other stuff, but must not be critical. What you got? What you got coming up next week?
Well, next week, like I said, I don't know what we're doing for the Friday 13th episode, but we'll see when it comes. It'll just be a surprise.
All right. Next week, I'm, as we said, going camping. I do have to go to Walmart.com when I log off to check for dried food to bring and fuel to heat it up. I will return the week after next. We'll do another no reaction video, just our regular podcast at our regular time, right?
Yeah, which I'm happy about. I'm tired of pulling a double duty. I always get, by the end of these reaction videos, I always get very fucking, like, ready to be done with it.
Same. That's all I got for right now. In the meantime, guys, before my very excellent friend leaves you with his message, please hit that like button. Smash that subscribe. Give us some comments. I'll throw it over to my man Sean to lead us out.
All right, guys. Well, as always, man, we really appreciate you hanging with us. I did want to mention we do have one more subscriber now. We're at 28. So, boom.
Sweet.
Yeah. We thank you so much for subscribing, whoever you are. It never tells us who people are. Just
check that out and throw a hey somewhere.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Next episode.
Yeah. Let us know who you are. If you come in, we may know you. We may not know you. So it's awesome. But as always, guys, be excellent to each other. We look forward to seeing you back. Well, I look forward to seeing you back next week, and we'll see Brian in 2 weeks. Until the next time, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace out, y'all.